Greetings, greetings, greetings. And I'm running a bit late, I'm sorry, but I'm here. For those of you joining me, hello Rob. I'm going to be Gavin, welcome. So today we're just going to look at how to forge and hot fit an iron guard on a knife. So the other way obviously is to cut out a piece of stainless steel, or brass or bronze, and mill out or drill out your slots and tap it on. No Rob, no strain wood. Cheers. We need another 2 weeks, but it's good. I've got a lot of work, so I'm happy. My only problem is I'm going to run out of materials soon. Belts and gas and so we'll see. So I'll be grinding on very old belts, doing a lot of grinding, just getting knives out, and it will give me some time to start working on my thanks mate. Give me time to start working on my guild knives. So I enjoy doing these videos. I've learned a few things. Yesterday we were talking about just forging in bevels and tips. I made a statement of edge packing, and I didn't mean it in the context of how it was meant in the old days, that you used to actually compress the grain structure of the steel and improve the edge. In the context I meant, I didn't mean to imply that you do edge packing just to neaten up the edge and thereby just finish off with a nicer product at the end of the day. It used to be an old myth that edge packing is you hammer down the edges and it actually compresses the grain of the steel, but metallurgically that's impossible. But what you can do is basically just neaten it up and just ensure that you don't grind off too much and get too thin. So edge packing, in the context that I say it, is to just hammer it with a lighter hammer on cooler heats and just get it all good and nice and neat. Hello Job, hello Mike, welcome. So you expert smiths out there and other bladesmiths, if there's anything I'm doing wrong or different, let me know. My cousin Jennifer Howard is online. Hello Jenny, how are you? Long time no see. And so for your viewing pleasure today, I'm doing something very special. I have put on my kilt. So fashion is quality linen trimmed with the Rutherford tartan. I've got it, so I'm wearing it, and screw that if you don't like it. So I had these images of buying a kilt looking like Mel Gibson in Braveheart. They can take our trousers, but they can't take our freedom, but they've taken our freedom as well. And I was walking with my kilts in the store one day, and I heard some little kid say, "Mommy, why is that fat old man wearing a skirt?" And that's what I realized I looked like a fat old man with a skirt. But it's fine. Freedom of movement is what it's about, and it's comfy. So we are looking at hot fitting a guard on a knife. So I have a blade that I forged a few days back. The tang is probably around 4.5 mils thick at the shoulders. And Keith's online to give me shit again about my hair. Thanks, Keith. Hello Jenny. So you need your blade, and then I use any old punch. So I've got a whole lot of these lying around. So this is a piece of scrap 5160. I've shaped to basically mirror the tang. It's the same thickness and it tapers. I'm going to use that to hot punch through. So you can harden that and temper it. I just use them so often, I'll just make one as I need it. This one I've had a while, so I'm just going to dress the face just now and just make sure it's going to work properly. So you need a knife, obviously. You need a punch that's going to do the job. What I have here is a piece of wrought iron. So that's going to be our finger guard. So that's from an old wagon wheel rim. That's why I know it's wrought iron. you etch it, it's got a beautiful watery pattern in it, so it actually makes it worthwhile in terms of forging a guard out of it. If you use mild steel, you can hot glue it. If you use wrought iron, you can etch it and get almost a Damascus-y type effect. So we have our knife, we've got our punch. We need some chalk because we're going to mark it. We need a punch, small punch, just to mark where we're going to do our holes. Vernier and appropriate tongs because we're gripping a small piece of metal. So I'm just going to light the forge and I'll be back. Just going to pop this in the forge. Put on my gloves because I'm working quite close to the forge, closer than normal, smaller tongs, so it gets quite warm. So the first step of the process is I'm going to flatten out the bit of metal that I have. Of wrought iron I have is a bit too thick, so I'm just going to flatten it down a bit, and that's step number one. By the way, happy Easter everyone. My brother phoned me from the UK just now. He said happy Easter. I said what? So we can't have time, and every day just is like Groundhog Day. we merge one day into the other. Seems a pity lighting up the forge just for one little piece of metal, but this is one piece I have to do. Gas is going to get scarcer. I think I'm going to pop in another piece that just starts on another blade. Okay, so there's our piece of wrought iron, nice and hot. As I said, I'm just going to hammer it flatter, a bit too thick at this stage. So one is good, wrought iron is nice and soft. If it's an old stuff, you really don't want to hammer it unless it's almost at welding temperature. I don't think this piece is that old, so it's a bit purer than old wrought iron, so you can hammer it until it's white and then cold. Yeah, I don't think I need you. Do you want to go? I want my son to be cameraman and he's hovering around waiting. There he is. So I've hammered it a bit flatter. So what I want to do now so just want to mark the width of the ricasso area. So the ricasso is going to extend up until there. So that'll give me a mark where to start forging in the finger guard. So I'm going to do a step down for the finger guard. Cheers. I'm going to ration this shit. I figured I had enough until next Thursday. But now I'm going to have to go one a day. So I'm drinking my Hunters now. I'm saving my whiskey and beer. Don't tell her. Okay, so I've hammered it a bit flat. I'm going to forge in the little finger guard, and that should take me one heat. While I'm waiting for that wrought iron, it's an old file, so I'm just going to start forging down the tip. I'm going to make a hunter. I broke the forge style, so with the forge, there's a kind of a built-in finger guard. Basically step one in forging a normal knife is just getting the tip down, and this bend actually works in your favour. When you start forging the bevel on this side, it bends back. So there's our piece of wrought iron. I'm going to forge that step down. The markers over here. That chalk. I don't know what it's made of, but it sure as hell takes the straight. I'm going to get it on the edge of the angle. Hit it, pass on half foot, step it down. So I hit it from this side. Step going, like so. So it's step down. Now I want to just thin out that part. How's it, Michael? Michael from Adansonia Lodge. If you guys want a good place to stay, look up Michel's one and go and spend some quality time out in the bush near Hoedspruit. Beautiful place he's got there. I think shutdown for him is just what's shut down. I'm just another day in the life of Michel. Lions roaring. Hey bud. But I don't envy your temperatures. I see him sometimes get up and he's in the forge at 5 in the morning and it's 36 degrees. No, thank you. What the fuck? No, you can keep that. Okay, so I've got my step down. I want to flatten it out towards the front. So I flatten it out this way now. And I'm going to taper it in a bit on the sides and we're down. So we stepped it down, forged it out. It's beginning to look more or less like a guard now.
absolutely, Michael. 36. Yeah, no, thank you. Next step, I'm going to take the knife. I'm just going to mark where we want the slot. So that's where we want our slot, but that is going to burn off in the forge, so I'm just going to punch a hole. Don't touch hot metal. I'm going to punch a hole there and there, punch a mark on a hole. So there it is. So that will allow me to line up my punch properly, punching through this. Here. Just getting my son back on duty. I do need him to film the process at the vise over there where we're going to fit it onto the gold. Pull me just now by the vine. So I've just dressed the front of my punch, and this doesn't have to be sharp. It can be flat, and you can punch it through and just punch the bullet out. So I'm going to start at the back. Get almost all the way through. You don't start on the front of your guard because that's going to depress it towards where you are punching, and you're going to have to grind off more on the top to make it flush. So I'll start at the back, get it almost all the way through, and then just open it up on the front. Still getting hot, so back to the old file, and I'm going to hammer the bevel in, and the scale's splattering, and my son is being a tap dance there because he's got no shoes on in the forge. Thank you. Shoes. Alright, so there's our bolster nice and hot. Now we're going to do it just now. First I'm going to punch a hole through. So we get it on, we line up our punch. My hands are shaky, so we need both hands for this. My right hand. And I just want this channel right, and the next heat I'm going to mud off all the way. A very handy tool to make is a blacksmith's helper. It's kind of like a crook that goes into your hardy hole. I see Jones online, he's a traditional blacksmith trained from Bethlehem in the Free State. And I'd love to see him doing a demo on how to make one because he's probably made hundreds. Good old back in the forge. So I've just got a mark going now where I want to punch through that slot. Hello Rick, all the way from Canada, and who else do we have there? My mother-in-law all the way from the house. Cheers. So keep hydrated. This is hot and thirsty work. So once again, I've done my punch. I've just marked where I'm going to go. I'm going to hit it almost all the way through from the underside first. So who else is online? Yanni Ninaba. I'm blessed to have such good friends. Yanni is from Sodwana Bay. He also has a lodge up there. One of these days I'm going to travel and meet you guys. I've got all these friends with these beautiful places all over the country, and I have to get around and come and see them. My sister-in-law online, Elsa. Hello Elsa, how are you doing? From a sunny Langebaan, Jacques. Oh my word, it's a bit overcast here today and it's getting cool. My other mate lives in Langebaan. He owns Seagulls. If you go there, speak to Steve Inman, tell him I say hi. Seagulls Guest House in Langebaan. So that should be hot enough now for me to punch through. So on the forge, the handle, sorry, and in the middle, and now we can murro. Don't need any finesse here. You don't want to mark your handle either. So you can see when it's coming through this side, you'll see a little dark patch appearing. So to get it off there, I'm going to put it on the side. This also helps shape it a bit as you're working, and it will loosen it up. Bolster on the ground. So I have gone a bit skew, but I will fix that before I go all the way through. But that's my slot where I have it so far. I'm going to just do it once more from this side. I'm going to punch through from this side. So back to another knife. I'd just like to point out, one of the things you have to take into account when forging is the growth of the metal, or anticipated growth. So you can see that's grown by at least 20%. So when you're forging, you always have to try and take that into account in terms of what you want as a finished product and what you're starting with. So there's our holster. A bit more through from this side. Now you do get handy tools you can make to put on the handle to allow you to punch through. I use the Hardy hole, Pritchell hole. I'm going to now do it from this side. I can see a very small mark there. I'm going to line them up. And line up. Over there. Give it a good whack. And again. Again, this is wrought iron, nice and soft, and fairly easy to do. Just get the right stuff ready for when you're going to work. Back in the so that's actually through. There's just a slug in the middle. I'm going to punch it out now. just hit the old file a bit more. I'm just winging this one. I had no idea what I wanted to make. I had no plans of making anything from the file. But seems a pity to waste gas. So I'm just going to do a Hunter. They sell wool in South Africa, so Hunters, utility knives, anything for use in the outdoor. So once again, there's my punch. There's a knife. Helps not to lose your knife. So I'm just getting prepared now to put this in a vise. So we're going to get a piece of leather to hold it nice in the vise with. What's key is not to do this after you've hardened it. Do it before you've hardened. So basically on your finished shape before hardening. Once you put a hot piece of metal down there, you're going to temper that area if it's hardened, and you're going to soften it by the ricasso or even down into the blade. It all depends on how fast you work. So don't do it on a finished hardened blade, do it before hardening, which is where this one is currently. So a piece of so I lost you for a sec, a piece of leather to hold it in the vise. So I'm going to put that in the vise so long, so we're ready for that. I'm going to get Kia put it in the vise so long. My humble helper. I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on, don't go away. So I've been helping my daughter Laura through a forging process. She's 17 and joined me in the forge. Her final creation, yes, I did help her a fair amount, but she put a lot of effort into it and had her design all drawn up, and it's come out really beautifully. This wood is 50,000-year-old ancient kauri. It comes from New Zealand. It's the oldest workable timber in the world. It's been kind of buried in peat bogs for 50,000 years. They've carbon dated it as, and it's not petrified, it's wood. It's been preserved. So it's a beautiful little dagger my daughter made over the last few days. I'm very proud of her. I'm actually quite jealous because it's nearly perfect, and I'm going to ask for Father's Day gift here. Okay, so it's hot enough again. So once more, to get the slug out this time. First I'm going to put it over the vise. So put the vise over here. So I've got a slot. There we go. You can pick up the camera again, picture. All the way through now. So here we go. And I measured it up against the knife, so I went it a bit further. So how do we get that out again? Take it back to the anvil. See now it's a bit off center this way, so I'm going to actually put it there. Just hammer it up. And pop it in the hardy hole. And tap it out. It's going to be cut off, be made a bit shorter, but now I'm going to hot fit it on the blade. Again, back on me. So for hot fitting, you need this very expensive tool that'll cost you an arm and leg to make. It's a bopping tool. You guys will know from putting your bolsters on. So we do it exactly the same way with hot fitting. So we're going to use this to force the guard down to the shoulders. So we're going to get it nice and hot, and we should be able to get this in one heat. I reckon that will do it. Let's grab him. Okay, make sure you have all your stuff with you. So I've got my hammer. So that's on. So we're just going to take it off again quickly. Thanks for the handle here again. Wrought iron. Just going to turn off the forge. Is it on? So there we have it. One hot fitted and forged guard. Needs a bit of attention, it's a bit skew, but one more heat. We're going to cut it off about here, shape it on the grinder. Better Smith than me will forge that to shape 100%. I guess I'm not clever enough to anticipate the growth of steel enough at this stage, so I'd like to have a bit more meat to work with and get it done right. Can you reverse that camera again, Ken? Okay, so that's how to forge. So I keep losing you, so I'm just going to go somewhere else just to say goodbye because we are done. That's how to forge and hot fit a guard. I like to do them out of wrought iron, as I said, because they have a beautiful texture in them. Can do them out of mild steel. I've never got it right forging brass or bronze. It always melts or crumbles. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Easter Friday. On Monday, I'm going to take 2 days. I'm going to show you how to work with horn. So not antler, I'm going to show you how to work with horn. How do you use kudu, blesbok, gemsbok, waterbuck handle? How to flatten it, or how to use it round. And that I will do Monday afternoon at 3:30. So guys, thanks for watching again. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Friday. Keep well, and all the best.